More news on this Wednesday. Last managerial vacancy filled Wednesday. Pittsburgh Pirates hiring Derek Shelton as their new manager. He replaces Clint Hurdle, who was let go after 9 seasons. The last 2 seasons, Shelton was the bench coach for the Minnesota Twins. Before that, he was the Tampa Bay Rays hitting coach. And I believe, maybe we can get research on this, he's the first manager to be named Derek in MLB history.
Wow.
I think I saw that, and I think that is correct. So there you go. How about this dugout here? Huh? You feeling this atmosphere in the dugout,
It's
us
a little
three?
like Fenway. It's a little tight.
Yeah, I feel like we could provide a little boost to a team here. So a new manager for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Joel, what kind of team is Derek Shelton taking over? What are the challenges he now faces?
Well, they're great challenges. The one thing I would say is Shelton follows something that feels like a traditional line to the managing office. This isn't Carlos Beltran. It isn't David Ross. He served for a lot of really good organizations in a lot of roles, many of them in a major league dugout. So this will not be unfamiliar to him. And I actually think he comes in with as much to do off the field as on. If you look at the Pirates roster and who else is in the NL Central, they are not going to contend next year without some kind of baseball miracle. But they were not just problematic on the field last year. They were problematic off the field. A lot of infighting. It was a bad culture. And to me, job one for him is creating a professional atmosphere moving forward so that when better players show up, they hope, under Ben Sherrington, also their new general manager, they come into an professional, serious, pulling in one direction group. I think that's job one for Derek Shelton.
Rocco Baldelli was very complimentary of Derek Shelton and the job that he did for him in Minnesota.
Oh, Rocco would be the first one to tell you. He used him a lot. Derek Shelton, you know, I don't want to say he ran the games. He didn't run the games, but he had a lot to do with what was going on, preparing for games, in games. I agree with you. It's more of a traditional hire. I get it's a rookie manager, but he's been in the dugout with a lot of experience. And I dare say that last year, I don't think an organization had a worse year than the Pittsburgh Pirates did. On the field, off the field, in the clubhouse, you name it. And I think with Ben Sherrington now and Derek Shelton, they've got 2 upbeat, positive guys who, starting day one spring training, I know you heard this before, change the culture is really important right now.
You know, I'll throw one other thing in because I wonder if we're doing a good job training managers to be managers in this sport. Kudos to the Twins who went with the risk. They did lose a lot of people from this organization, but went with the risk with Shelton. Like, they let him do traditional manager things there, like handle the media every once in a while also, to prepare him for that. Good for them to understand that people have, want to aspirations beyond their team and beyond their job descriptions there, and not trying to squash him down. They prepared him for the next team and the next role, and I think other organizations should take a cue from that.
And Tom, there is a Rays coaching tree that is starting to emerge. That has quite a few branches.
I mean, check this out. This is like, Tampa Bay is like, for managers and executives, what Silicon Valley is to the tech world. You need an up-and-coming guy, you go to Tampa. I mean, you've got 5 different managers now who have some roots in Tampa. A couple of them won the World Series. Joe Madden, Dave Martinez. Andrew Friedman's been there a couple of times with the Dodgers as the GM. So it's interesting that a team that has very little resources in terms of money has a lot of resources in terms of brain power. These guys have all gone on and done well, and maybe the next one is Derek Shelton.